Small world, the world of informative flashcards. Flashcards of the rights of the accused. For classification of constitutional rights. 1. Political rights. 2. Civil rights. 3. Social, economic and cultural rights. 4. Rights of the accused. What is political right? Political right is a citizen's right to participate directly or indirectly in political activities. For example, right to vote. What are civil rights? Civil rights are rights which may be enforced by law. For example, rights to due process. What are social, economic and cultural rights? Social, economic and cultural rights are rights which refer to the protection of individual and as well as his economic needs. For example, right to work. What are rights of the accused? Rights of the accused are rights of any person accused of crime. For example, right to self-incrimination. Sources of rights of the accused. 1. Rights of the accused guaranteed by the 1987 Constitution known as constitutional rights. 2. Rights granted by law passed by the legislative department known as statutory rights. Meaning of constitutional rights? Constitutional rights are the protections and liberties guaranteed to the people by the Constitution. Where can we find these rights in the Constitution? Many of these rights are outlined in the Bill of Rights, such as the right to free speech and the right to a speedy and public trial. Meaning of statutory right? Statutory right is a right granted by law passed by a legislative body. An example of this is the right to appeal. Constitutional rights of the accused. 1. The right of the accused to be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved. 2. To have an independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. 3. If the accused cannot afford the services of counsel, he must be provided with one. 4. The right to remain silent. 5. Right against the use of torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, or any other means which vitiates the free will. 6. Right against being held in secret, incommunicado, or similar forms of solitary detention. 7. Right to bail and against excessive bail. 8. Right to due process of law. 9. Right to presumption of innocence. 10. Right to be heard by himself and counsel. 11. Right to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. 12. Right to have a speedy, impartial trial. 13. Right to meet the witnesses face to face. 14. Right to have compulsory process, to secure the attendance of witnesses and the production of evidence in his behalf. 15. Right against self-incrimination. 16. Right is not detained solely by reason of political beliefs and aspirations. 17. Right against excessive fines. 18. Right against cruel, degrading or inhuman punishment. 18. 19. Right against double jeopardy. 20. Right to free access, to courts and quasi-judicial bodies. Rights of accused in all criminal prosecutions. Section 1. Rights of accused at the trial. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall be entitled to the following rights. A. To be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved beyond reasonable doubt. B. To be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. C. To be present and defend in person and by counsel at every stage of the proceedings, from arraignment to promulgation of the judgment. D. To testify as a witness in his own behalf, but subject to cross-examination on matters covered by direct examination. His silence shall not in any manner prejudice him. E. To be exempt from being compelled to be a witness against himself. F. To confront and cross-examine the witnesses against him at the trial. G. To have compulsory process issued to secure the attendance of witnesses and production of other evidence in his behalf. H. To have speedy, impartial and public trial. I. To appeal in all cases allowed and, in the manner, prescribed by law. Meaning of right to free access to courts and quasi-judicial bodies? It means free access to the courts and quasi-judicial bodies, and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any person by reason of poverty. Meaning of right of the accused to be informed of the accusation against him? This right to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation entitles the defendant to assist that he be informed of the crime charged with such reasonable certainty, so that he can make his defense and protect himself. Meaning of right of the accused to be free from any forms of violence, torture, or force? It means no one shall be subjected to torture, or to cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment, without his or her free consent. Meaning of right of the accused to remain silent? It means it is the legal right of the person arrested not to say anything or remain silent, lest that anything he says can be used against him. Meaning of right of the accused to counsel or attorney? The right to counsel refers to the right of a criminal defendant to have a lawyer assist in his defense, even if he cannot afford to pay for an attorney. Meaning of right of the accused not to be placed in solitary confinement or incommunicado? It means he should not be placed in a separate confinement or room, with only occasional access of any other person, and only at the discretion of the jail authorities. The purpose is to avoid torture that may be inflicted against him. Meaning of right of the accused to bail? It means all persons in custody shall, before final conviction, be entitled to bail as a matter of right, except those charged with a capital offense or an offense which, under the law at the time of commission and at the time of application for bail, punishable by reclusion perpetua, when evidence of guilt is strong. Meaning of the right of the accused to be presumed innocent until proven guilty? It means in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved. A suspect remains innocent until proven guilty. Meaning of right of the accused to due process of law? It means the right of the accused to be heard by himself or by counsel and to be entitled to a fair trial for his case. Meaning of right of the accused to have a speedy, impartial, and public trial. This means that the accused must be brought to trial for his or her alleged crimes within a reasonably short time after arrest. There should be no vexatious, capricious, and oppressive delays. Meaning of right of the accused to a fair and impartial trial. It means a trial where the rights of the defendant are safeguarded by an impartial judge and jury in deciding the case. Meaning of right of the accused to a public trial. Public trial means an open trial, open to public, where potential witnesses will be less likely to tell a lie. Meaning of right of the accused to confront witnesses against him. It means that the accused can only be tried using those witnesses that meet him face to face at the trial who give testimony in his presence, and who may be subject to cross-examination by his attorney. What is privilege of habeas corpus? Privilege of habeas corpus is an order coming from the court to immediately release the prisoner if the court finds out that the detention is without legal cause or authority. What is petition for writ of amparo? The petition for a writ of amparo is a remedy available to any person whose right to life, liberty, and security is violated or threatened with violation by an unlawful act or omission of a public official or employee, or of a private individual or entity. What is right to self-incrimination? The right against self-incrimination forbids the government from compelling any person to give testimonial evidence that would likely incriminate him during a subsequent criminal case. Art. 3, Section 17, provides that no person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. What is involuntary servitude? Involuntary servitude refers to a condition of enforced and compulsory service induced by means of any scheme, plan, or pattern, intended to cause a person to believe that if he or she did not enter into or continue in such condition, he or she or another person would suffer serious harm or other forms of abuse. Exception to involuntary servitude. No involuntary servitude in any form shall exist except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Another exception is service in the military. Meaning of right against excessive fines. The excessive fines limit the government's power to extract or impose payment as punishment for an offense. A fine is excessive when it is grossly disproportionate to the gravity of the offense that it was designed to punish. Non-imprisonment for debt or non-payment of a poll tax. No person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of a poll tax. This provision prohibits the enactment of a law criminalizing non-payment of debt or poll tax. Meaning of poll tax? Poll tax is a fixed amount upon all persons, or upon all persons of a certain class, residents within a specified territory, without regard to their property or occupation. Meaning of right against double jeopardy? It simply means that a person cannot be charged with the same or identical crime when such person was already previously convicted or acquitted of a similar crime. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense. When a person is charged with an offense, and the case is terminated either by acquittal or conviction, the latter cannot again be charged of the same or identical offense. Meaning of accused right to appeal? Right to appeal is the right to ask a higher court or other official body to consider changing a decision promulgated by the lower court or body. Meaning of to appeal? To appeal means to elevate the decision to a higher court or tribunal or office for review. Meaning of Miranda rights? Miranda rights refer to the right to remain silent, to have an attorney of which an arresting officer must advise the person being arrested. It includes a warning that anything said could be used as evidence.